I've been stuck here for days and I can't seem to let you go. You pull me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Pushed you out, pushed you out. Come let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally see. Struck the key, yeah. Can we be free? You pull me up, yeah. Can we be free? And I put you down. You pull me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Pushed you out, pushed you out. Don't let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally see. Struck the key, yeah. You pull me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Pushed you out, pushed you out. Don't let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally see. Struck the key, yeah. Can we be free? You pull me up, yeah. Can we be free? And I put you down. Well, I woke up on the lobby floor. Yeah, last night was some kind of war. I'm coming down like a waterfall. I check my phone, but you never call. Lost in the ceiling, caught up in the ceiling. I can't seem to let it go. Locked in this cage, I've been stuck here for days and I can't seem to let you go. You pull me up and I put you down. You gave me love, then I stole your crown. You let me in, then I pushed you out. Pushed you out, pushed you out. Come let me make up for all these pain. I've been a mess, tied by all these chains. Open my eyes, now I finally see. Struck the key.
Hello. Hey, kiddo, welcome in. Whew. How you doing today? I turned it on, so, you know, we'll see. I still haven't updated it, so yeah, I can understand that. I'm doing well. It sounds like it's working. All right, cool. It's working. Good. Good morning, Raph. We'll see, Raph. We'll see. Hey, Buttricks, you wanna work so that way the YouTube chat can also be on screen? Looks good on mine. Yeah, it's working. It's got the sound. It's got the bumps. Sorry for the lack of streams so far this week. I don't know what it is that was happening. I think it's like it's a combination of the fact that I think that this game is daunting because there's just so much to it. I may have come in shit, no. I may have jumped into it a little too early. And I think that's caused me to bounce off of it just a tiny bit. I don't want to go premium Buttricks, just combine my chats, please. Is it working? Are the chats together now? There we go. Patrick's has now entered the channel. Also, just, I don't know, the follower goal thing is starting to get to me because, as you can see, once again, we have gone backwards. And it's starting to get really disheartening to go forward like 2 or 3 or 4 and then fall right back and not be anywhere closer to the 300. So, yeah. It's been a time. And then of course the scare last week, but I'm not gonna go into that. Just know Grandpa's doing fine. I hate when people do what, Raph? What, the follow and then unfollow? See, that's not the thing. That's actually not it. A lot of the people who have recently followed are still following me. I have no qualms against them. But it's more than likely people who followed me in the early days and don't want to don't want to be notified anymore that I've gone live, or I don't play the stuff that they want me to play, you know, that kind of thing. But the other thing is also that it's probably bots. Just bots that are being banned. Because, like, you know, they're sitting around and they're just on the accounts and all doing the thing. And those bots are being dropped off the platform. Or they've run out and their accounts are being deleted. Who knows? But it's disheartening nonetheless, because I have had that goal since I think it was like maybe early, or not early, like late 2024, and we're almost at the halfway point of 2025, which feels like 400 years with the way things are going right now. And still not at 300 followers. I thought it would be easier. I honestly legitimately did. I didn't think that this would be a arduous, painful experience of just watching a number go up a bit and then drop back down. So, yeah. Time has slowed lately. Yep. There's a lot going on in the world, and it makes you more aware of things. But anyway, before I depress myself into not wanting to stream and then just leave early, let's get into Ace Attorney. Let's go. Let's go do whatever we're doing with Soseki. Saving him, putting him in jail, I can't remember. It's been like a week. Oh yeah, and the other daunting thing, which isn't as depressing or whatever, when it comes to everything going on. I really want to play more Wilds. I really want to play more Wilds. And I'm sorry for the people who want to watch Ace Attorney, and I'm sorry for the people who want to watch me play anything else. But I really like Wilds, and I want to play more. And I want to play with my friends. You stopped Olive Green from killing herself. Ah, yeah. Do we need another suicide world? Oh, hi, Soseki. We needed a Japanese man jump scare warning is what we needed. This is it then, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, it's time to put an end to this now. To the miserable curse that has been plaguing Mr. Natsume to everything. I don't think it's brought up in the segment. Good. And yeah, I want my Switch 2 too. From what I understand, from the news that I have been following, is that pre-orders are apparently supposed to start in May. Now, is what I understand. Thanks to the 90-day stoppage, we probably shouldn't be seeing the price go up. Although I will admit that I'm a bit more mad at Nintendo than I was when the whole price thing started. Not because I'm mad about the console, whatever, the price is what it is. Not because I'm mad about the new game prices. The whole of the video game industry is insane. And back when I was a kid, this is about what the equivalent of what video games costed back in the day. That's just what we're going to have to deal with until the economy figures itself out. the fact that they are still asking full price for Breath of the Wild, and then an additional like $10 for the Switch version, or the Switch 2 version, so like $70. But then they're also asking like $20 for the DLC. There is not going to be a definitive edition Switch 2 version. They're not putting it together, and that's pissing me off. Because now it's like, okay, yeah, Nintendo, even I can't try to defend that one. Come on. It's a fucking like 8-year-old game. It's been out since the Switch was released. Discount the goddamn game, please. Back in my day, Nintendo games were 40 to 50. Yeah, and like, so like that's the general cost of what like that was back in the day. But if you account for inflation, if they were still that price, you'd be talking about hundreds, like $110, $120 per game. If like right now, if the cost of games had followed the inflation rate, we'd be paying already so much per game. So like, it's bad right now. I'm not gonna say no, but it's like, I do remember this. I do remember begging my parents for a video game and them like going, no, we can't really do that right now. It's too expensive. And it was only 40 to 50 bucks. So it's just like, that's just kind of what's happened over time. In my own small way, I should do everything I can to help you. Did I click out? What's going on? I always appreciate your help, Mr. Sato. Suffering Soseki selfishly sidelined. Good morning to you too, Mr. Natsume. Good morning, local student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. Listen to you two chatting away happily as if the main player of today's trial isn't here. Why would you do that? Why? Oh dear, I didn't mean to cause offense, Mr. Natsume. I thought perhaps because you had your eyes shut so tightly, you were meditating, finding inner calm. It seems wrong to disturb you. I was waiting. What's the matter, Mr. Natsume? You seem different somehow today. Why, naturally, that's because I attained spiritual enlightenment. The path of literature, you see, is a journey to discover one's own death. Yeah? Such like... That's the sort of morning conversation I was hoping for. That's why I had my eyes shut. Bro was sitting there, doing the thing we all do, running through scenarios in his head, being like, okay, if I do this, they'll ask this, and then I can say this, and then that didn't happen. I missed the signs, I'm afraid. Somehow. You'll have to forgive me. Mustn't talk of your path leading you to death, Mr. Natsume. That was just an example! Oh, yes, there it is. Intercom. You barely came to see me at all yesterday. I was sure you'd abandon me and return to our beautiful, long-lost homeland. We've not even been in Great Britain a week yet. Yes, well, anyway. I intend to set everything straight in court today. I'm determined to uncover the truth. Finally, inner peace. Truly. I've actually reached an important decision myself. Oh? What sort of decision? I shall fill you in after the trial. Alright. Ah. My nose is full of snot. We revived the rat? Huh? Where did you hear that the rat was survived? I must see him. I must go to him. Satsuki, you're on your own. Mr. Shones isn't coming today, after all. Not surprising. It's a very clever message, I think. My dear fellows, you must win this battle on your own merits. It's a very clear message, I think, that he's overslept again. The great detective, my arch nemesis. Long may he stay away, if you ask me. Defendant and your legal representative. The trial is about to begin. Make your way into the courtroom immediately. Steel Ball Run anime is confirmed? I don't know what Steel Ball Run is. I've never watched it or read it or anything. Today, once again, we face the Reaper. We should have a new One Piece episode tonight. Oh boy, oh boy. I think. Maybe. Or it might be in the or it might be tomorrow. Because, like, the anime is at, like, 11:15 p.m. JoJo's Part 7. Alright, cool. I'm glad it's getting confirmation. But yeah, we're getting new stuff. We're gonna see how they handle an action chapter to see if they're still gonna be adapting one chapter at a time, or will this be where they adapt more than one chapter? We'll find out. From what I understand, like, from the current set of episodes, there's 37 chapters left that they have to cover. So they're doing one at a time. We got 37 episodes until the end of Egghead. We'll see. Today, once again, we face the Reaper. And when the Reaper stands for the prosecution, the defendant's fate is sealed. Will the Sanji fans keep crying? I know for a fact that he's got some good moments in this arc. Apparently, Toei is going after the Sanji fans for some reason. I don't know. I didn't look into the drama. But I don't believe in that legend anymore than I believe in Sosuke-san's curse. The truth is hidden somewhere. Here somewhere, and I won't let it escape me. I have to keep believing in my client and keep fighting to the very end. That's all. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. The prosecution is a vampire, Your Honor. The defense is ready. Very good. And now I call upon the 6 ladies and gentlemen of the jury, chosen by lots to represent the will of the people in this trial. Are you ready to proceed? Absolutely. Justice will be done, you mark my words. I feel obliged to say, I feel especially ruthless on days when my hat is sitting just right. What? Oh, well, I wonder if you could adjust my hat for me. And please, be as ruthless as you like. Bro, calm down. A shot of everyone standing over York, where Sanji is just being weird in the background, had Sanji removed in the anime? Is that why they're mad? He wasn't doing anything important, so I don't... I remember that. I was gonna make a joke about that before I read your thing about the reason why the Sanji fans were mad. He's gonna have some good moments in this. Just, you know, let them eat cake. Had a scene of him drooling over Bonnie. I mean, that's just Sanji, and he doesn't know. Not that I'm gonna explain what that means. Thieves deserve to die, if you ask me, especially gas thieves. I have no sympathy for the man at all. Look, I said it yesterday, I'll say it again today. I don't have time for this. I've got my own problems. Oh my, the Lord shows us all the light here, and he leads this flock in to a righteous verdict again today. Now, Lord Van Seeks, what can you tell us? There was poison in the tea. Prosecution's report, please, for the court, in relation to the theory expounded by the defense yesterday regarding the defendant's tea. So it does have the results. I would hope so. So there was poison in the tea, was there? Before the prosecution delivers the black news about the black tea belonging to the blackguard on the dock, Pray, allow me a moment to savor the liquid of more Sangrian hue. They're complaining about his fight with S-Shark. Despite the part they wanted being adapted. But his fight in the manga was like 2 seconds. There wasn't even a fight. Is it because he said, "Oh, and Nami came to help me"? Like, dude, he loves that. What are you talking about? In fact, I'll defer to the good detective for the report. Here, see you, Inspector. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. As indicated by the defense, we found a bar of soap just outside the victim's window in the snow. There was indeed a frozen reddish liquid in a little depression on the top. Yes, that's the tea. That's what Mr. Natsume brought with him that night. Well, the brains of the artist tested, and you're right. It was tea. And there wasn't a trace of, strychnine or any other toxin substance. Well, shit! I mean, they're gonna argue that he somehow must have poisoned him some other way, but I'm surprised that there wasn't actually poison in the tea. I'm mad because the part where he tanked a punch was cut even though it was animated before the break. Right! Like, that happened before the break. That's, okay. That's just because anime-only fans sometimes just don't remember shit after long breaks. If they go back and watch, they'll calm themselves down. No poison at all? In other words, the tea that the defendant brought with him to the victim's room is innocent. It's in the clear. What a revelation! As I suspected, this makes it quite clear. The defendant, Mr. Soseki... Yeah-huh. My learned friend is jumping to conclusions again. A typical Nipponese reaction. Your racism is showing. What? Yes, it's true. No poison was found in the few drops of liquid recovered from the soup. The soap on the window. Hey, did you know if you send 25 bits, you can get soup? You know, if you want some soup. But what logic is that? Would you take a drop from the Thames and conclude that the water of the ocean isn't salty? Yep. My word, the water of the ocean is extremely salty, Counsel. Exactly. Unfit for drinking, just as the victim's tea was on the night in question, as the court has already heard. What are you talking about? Bitter was the precise word from the lips of Mr. William Shamspeare, whom the prosecution now calls back to the stand to lie his ass off. We've told him exactly what to say, Your Honor, and I'm sure nobody will pick it apart. Very well! I will uphold the prosecution's request. This is before case 5. He is still in full racism mode. Oh, I know. But I'm going to say that every time. Mr. Shamspeare. It sounds like we're going to have another confrontation with our theatrical friend. Bailiff, show Mr. Shamspeare to the sand. There was no tea. There was no poison in the tea. Bah! So what? Maybe there was poison in his tea, regardless of the fact that there was no poison in the tea. What say you to that? Mr. William Shamspeare, the victim of this despicable crime. Oh heavens, oh hell, do you command me to remember? Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspeare, did have a bellyful of foul fluid given in mine innocence. Yes, but it was revealed in yesterday's proceedings. The witness is not as innocent as we perhaps first been led to believe. By using bars of soap, which as this, he has been stealing gas from the company, from the gas company. One may smile and be a villain. Forsooth, 'twas I, Shamspeare, did have a room full of sweet fuel given. That's right, fellow jurors, don't forget, this man is a rotten thief. I haven't forgotten. Kept all that about ice coins tidy secret, did you? You should have owned up sooner. Arrest him, I say. Arrest him at once, and let him feel the sting of my tail. What? She's gonna sit on him, Your Honor. Oh, indeed. By dint of vile and cowardly means I have plotted to further mine own ends. I confess. Thou wouldst not pardon my sins, of that I am sure. Are you acknowledging your wrongdoings? What exactly are you doing here? Cowards die many times before their death. And for a coward such as I, death will be well deserved. But would it that a still greater crime passeth unpunished? For lo, the hairy-faced gentleman of farther east than Verona did contrive to poison me. But there was no poison in the tea found in your room. The police have attested to that. What the defense would assert is an inconsistency will quickly be cleaned up by the witness's testimony, because we can just always trust witness testimony. They've never been wrong. Not once. Is that not so, Mr. Shamspeare? Verily, my liege, I would most gladly speak. Very well, let the witness testify to explain this inconsistency. Tell the court why it is that poison apparently entered your body, though none was found in the tea. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I can't wait for the bullshit. Come on, give it to me. Shove it right in my face. I can take it. A Japanese man did come to my chambers with tea brewed in a pot. 'Twas in my cup alone that the wicked miscreant secretly poured his wicked poison. You mean the tea that you used to make the coin? Whilst feigning distraction in our debate, ne'er did a drop of his own drink pass his lips. Huh? When he departed by and by, I did use the tea that remained in his cup to make my coin of ice. Thus, 'tis no surprise that poison did not found in the tea I did pour into the molds of soap. But as the old Japanese proverb goes, drink your tea while it's hot. Also, we have proof that, his cup was didn't stick around. The tea in it. The poison was slipped into the cup after the tea had been poured. The normal way for poison to be administered in my experience. Quite. Otherwise, it would be disastrous if the poisoner were to mix up the cups, for instance. But no poison bottle was found at the scene. Because, quite simply, the Nipponese took the bottle back to his own room. Okay, did you find one in his room? The absence of the vessel containing the poison only becomes problematic when considering suicide. I knew that. By now, it should be perfectly clear. A bar or two of cheap soap is wholly insufficient to wash the deep stains of guilt from the accused's hands. This guy's statement's flimsy at best. Sirs, madams, 'tis true that I, Shamspeare, be a common thief of gas. But, listen here, ladies and gentlemen. I like him resetting his poll. That's fun. Wherefore would I lie? Verily, I have no cause. I have naught to lose. Yeah, you do, apparently, because you are lying. Well, I do declare. Thank you for your testimony, witness. Counsel, please proceed with the cross-examination. Do it. Do it. Fucking do it, you won't. Japanese man came to my chambers.
Hold it!
What do you mean came to your chambers? Did you guys go wrestle? Did you have fun in a way that's appropriate for 1800s? I understand that you were already acquainted with Mr. Natsume, is that correct? I know thee not, old man. Ah, shit. It was, fall to thy prayers. Do I know thee, or know thee not? Methinks 'tis all I can know is thy destiny mingles with mine. You lost me in the first thee. Zounds, sir! Thou must learn the English tongue afore thou turns thy hand to lawyering. No, you just need to stop talking like an old-timey English guy. I did, but I must have missed the oh god, Eric's Elizabethan lecture. Verily and in truth, 'twas a fine flavored brew. Though a drop of poison did barb its sweetness, as the thorn doth barb a sweet rose. That, dear friends, is the simple truth. Don't let this distract you from the fact that Natsume topped him. Yeah, that's the joke I was making. That's where I was. Listen to Mr. Shamspeare. He seems to be in even better form than he was yesterday. Either that, or I'm in worse form. That fated evening, after I did dine at Grubb's Grubbery, a local alehouse of good rapport, naught did pass my lips but the tainted black tea. But behold, the poison was not in the tea at first. The Shamspeare bomb. Boom.
Hold it!
Are you saying that you saw the moment when the poison was added to your tea? To have witnessed the act and then drank the tea, thou dost describe the action of a fool. I mean, I'm looking at a fool, so, you know, it's not that weird. Quite so, quite so. But no one likes going thirsty, do they? Sooner would I die quenched than parched. Would I have the choice? Actually, on the night in question, the water main was frozen, I believe, wasn't it? Were it not for the tea, in sooth, I would sooner have died frozen than quenched and parched. Right. No ice coins means no heating. The witness had more than one brush with death on the night in question, it would seem. Remind the court, Mr. Shamspeare, as to whether the accused drank any of the tea which he brought with him. With the greatest of pleasure, my liege. He doth not drink the tea. Whilst feigning distraction, ne'er did one touch his lips. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Oh yeah, this pair of teacups, when, you know, the one with Mr. Natsume has no ring in it and yours does? Uh-huh, sure.
Hold it!
I believe you. But the teacup Mr. Natsume drank from was found completely empty at the scene. And let's not forget the defendant's maxim, drink tea while it's hot. I did gulp one of the poisoned cups that night, and in mine agony did I writhe uncontrolled. In fits of pain I did knock the fellow's cup, and its contents spilt as blood from the gaping wound, methinks. Though certainly 'twas after I had made the coins of ice from his tea. What? So you're saying you spilled the cup, but not before you used it to make the coins? What? An upset cup was found on the table that the victim was slumped over. There was no contradiction there. It's true. There was no tea left in either cup when we found it at the scene. But still, something about this statement is troubling me. Yes, of course. I know what it is. It's Mr. Natsume's wise drink tea while it's hot maxim, isn't it? And kinda? No, I'm not sure that is. Hello, tiny. Thank you, witness. Now reiterate to the court what it was that occupied you after your guest had left and before you drank your tea. Yes, so that you could cheat the gas company, in fact. Isn't that right? 6 ads. They can cram a lot into those 3 minutes. To cheat or to die, 'tis life's only choice. Yes. Faith. To cheat be the wise choice, and right occupation be not an ugly one. Prithee, dost thou not see beauty in the simplicity of the ruse? No, I don't. And to be very sure, sir, once this trial is over, Altman Gas will take you to task over this legal task. I shall not run, I shall not hide. So to say, I have nowhere to run nor to hide. But my lady, what wouldst thou with this pitiful player? Oh, I'll tell you what I'd like to do with you, starting with a shoddy shirt on your back.
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Look at him go. 'Tis time for the Shakespeare dance. Ah! What a harsh world we live in. Yeah. The thieving of the gas was addressed in yesterday's proceedings. The prosecution calls on the defense not to muddy the waters with irrelevancy. Stop pointing out that this guy is obviously the criminal and probably did something. Stop it. I don't appreciate that. Consider that a warning, counsel. Yes, my lord. Why am I the one in trouble here? Mr. Shamspeare, after the accused returned to his own lodgings, you used his tea to make your coins. Is that correct? To cheat or to die, I did make my choice many moons ago.
Hold it!
Meh. If, having first made your special coins, it was after 2 in the morning when you collapsed, that would mean that you can't have drank any tea yourself until around that time. Once ensnared by the literary debate, that naught else could be found in the furrows of the mind. Debate about Romeo and Juliet, you mean? Who was stronger of the two. Rightly did I pay no heed to the tea, as I wrestled with the abominable fellow. Yep. And you got topped. I don't remember debates like that when I was studying. Are you struggling? Or are you suggesting that neither of you actually drank the tea whilst it was hot that evening? Oh. My lord, wouldst thou privy to some Shamspeare wisdom? Husband, wife, tea at a tibid, be what? Huh? Hambe. So very true. Everyone has different preferences when it comes to tea. I think you might have just interpreted that wrongly. I don't even know how to interpret it. I don't even know what I just read. I don't got a damn clue. I guess he likes to drink his tea cold, is what he said. So it has been proven that there was no poison in Soseki-san's tea. That should be hugely in our favor, but the atmosphere in the courtroom today feels as though everybody is against us, Mr. Naruhodo. Must be the Reaper's poison. I'm afraid that if we don't find a significant flaw in the testimony somewhere, the jury will pronounce and find Mr. Natsume guilty, and then he'll never make it back to Japan to be involved in another murder case. It really feels like we've been jumping into the fire here. I mean... I feel like it's on here. And I need to present this.
Objection!
You claim that Mr. Natsume didn't drink a drop of tea on the night in question. But that's impossible. How? Choplogic? Chopologic? I don't know how to pronounce that. What is this, ye darky clad fiend? Two teacups from the scene. One used to be the victim, and the other by the defendant. Have a clear difference between them. One that is represents incontrovertible proof. Incontrovertible? What difference? Rings, bitch! Look at the inside of the cup, just here, where there's a clear visible ring. Yes, a tea ring, commonplace enough. Indeed, such stains occur all too readily when one leaves a cup of tea for a while. And yet, Mr. Natsume's cup has no such ring. Good lord, you're right! It's completely clean! And prithee, sir, what makest thou of it? Exactly what Mr. Natsume told the court yesterday. the Japanese saying he quoted, "Drink tea while it's hot." He didn't want anybody else in part of that. He's like, "Fuck you, we're finishing that." That's right, yes. The jittery Mr. Natsume was true to his usual self that night and drank his tea in no time. If, as you claim in your testimony, he didn't touch a drop of his tea, a ring would have developed in the inside of his cup as well. After the several hours, the tea was left standing. But, in short, Mr. Shamspeare, you clearly lied to the court for a 15th time. Get thee to a nunnery!
Objection!
What do you want? As a rule, I fill my hollowed chalice up 7 times during any one trial. No. Godot, get out of here. Godot, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to see your face. Don't you come in here with I only have 18 cups of coffee during any one trial and then drink 47 more than that. Fuck you. Fuck you, get out of here. I both love and hate Godot. I love his design and the bits, but I just hate him as a character and his motivation. Godot sucks. I want to keep that information to yourself. Yet on occasion, tedium distracts me and I pour more times than I intend until the bottle is dry. Your drinking habits are fascinating, but irrelevant. On the contrary, they illustrate the fickleness of the human memory. To William Shamspeare. Yes, my liege? Though you previously stated that you made the coins of ice from the leftover tea of the accused cup, could it be that you were perhaps mistaken? Oh, are we leading the witness now? Could it be that yes, perhaps there was some tea remaining in the small teapot left at the scene? A fact that had vanished from your memory until I placed it in there? Faith, my liege, thou art a magician. For verily, 'tis as though thou hast seen with thine own eyes that night. I hate old English. It's so hard to read for me. What? Forsooth! I was mistook. I did plan to use the tea from the Japanese fellow's cup, but lo, when I looked, it was empty. And thus I used the dregs that festered in the teapots as my liege would suggest. And you just suddenly remember that now that you made a mistake before. Are we supposed to believe that? I led the witness perfectly fine. People's memories are impacted, my learned friend, which is why we rely on evidence instead. Is there evidence that there was tea left over? But in any case, make no mistake, makes no difference. The victim's most recent testimony tells us 2 things of note. Jury, please. I always saw Godot as a creep. Yeah. With his, like, ways of, like, oh, gotta be, like, the prince and all that kind of shit. Like, he had some fucking misogynistic views. Firstly, that the poison was put into the victim's teacup only, for which we have no proof. Secondly, that it was that this spoiled cup was not the source of the insipid ice coin that have bewitched the court. The prosecution makes a fine summary of facts. I know that he led the witness, but I'm going to ignore it. Furthermore, that testimony remains valid in full support of the established facts. In other words, fuck you. The inconsistency claimed by the defense simply does not exist. That's not how this works. No! What does this mean, then? I do declare, it means that there's no issue with the gas thief's testimony. No, apart from the bit about thieving gas, obviously. My lords and ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I do solemnly swear, after I did dine at Grub's Grubbery Alehouse that night, naught did pass my lips but the black tea given by the Japanese, whose back be stooped as low as death. And on what did you dine, sir? I did partake in my favorites. A broth, as wouldst be called soup, and a leaf of wouldst be called salad. Soup and salad. As insoluble a menu as this is as the word to be served. Wow. I don't even know what I said. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. Willingly I would suffer what punishment 'tis seen fit to serve for the wicked thief of gas, but I pray ye wise and noble fellows ne'er forget the simple truth. The one thing is, and this, that be one thing and this be another. Oh, he literally had water and leaf. Yep. Jurors, all you humble servants, Shakespeare doth it entreat you. Punish the Japanese fellow for his sins. Why are you so... Why do you want him to be... Like, what's your angle here? It can't be because you lost the debate. My lord! If I may speak, my lord. Yes, Mr. Foreman. I believe we may have been duped by that rotten defense lawyer. Here we go. By me? I do declare you may be right. We all know the waif there was making coins of ice to keep himself warm. I had a theory last time. That was like a week ago. What was my theory again? A lot has happened since the last... I don't even think it was a week ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. A lot has happened in between then and now. What was my theory? Remind me. Well, this lawyer lad says that if he's stealing gas, he deserves a dose of poison, eh? What? He's been leading us up the garden path, and that's what he's been doing. And this is why sometimes a jury of our peers is not great. Especially when they're allowed to talk. I really never said anything like that. But we just heard the victim there has opened our eyes again. We've reached a decision this time, and we won't be swayed from it. The court acknowledges the position of jury foreman. And we'll duly hear the jury's findings. What? No! You can't yet! Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your decision now.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Meh.
Guilty.
Meh.
Guilty.
Meh.
Guilty!
Meh.
Guilty!
It's pretty impressive how the fireballs are always able to angle it whatever they want them to. I hereby declare the jury is of one accord. Oh, happy day. Don't be so happy yet. How is this happening? Because we live in a land of bullshit, Ryunosuke. My lord, the defense asserts its right to carry out summation examination. Very well, the court upholds the defense's right. Typical. My learned friend is unable to accept the obvious truth that I am bullshitting. This trial will therefore enter its second summation examination immediately. Jurors in the court calls upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you I'm a man of logic, me, and having considered all the evidence, the defendant must logically be guilty. I do agree that the gas is far too expensive. I quite understand why the man would want to avoid paying. What? The stuff explodes, and it can poison you. Oh! Is that right? Oh, was that my theory? That, like, he had so much gas in his room that it just poisoned him? Do I remember Celdon? No? I don't have a memory. The brain cells up here are all in fucking Monster Hunter setting right now. Wait, Seldon, is that sexy fish man from Breath of the Wild? Think I have evidence about him? Uh-oh. No. Oh! That's Sidon, you're right. Oh, the criminal guy who died in jail. Because he choked on the gas. Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver it around the city and maintain the pipes. Truth be told, the tea my wife serves up for me is a little sketchy at times. There's nothing else past the victim's lips that night. There's no other explanation, is there? But he admitted that he did have something else beforehand. He just says that other than that, nothing else passed my lips. Do you feel perhaps the personal opinion about gas and its supply has influenced the decision somewhat? But never mind. No, you really should mind. Truth is, our counter-argument wasn't as unassailable as we hoped. And Mr. Shamspeare was poisoned. There can be no doubt of that. Then somehow we're supposed to turn this around? I think we need to establish the method by which Mr. Shamspeare was actually poisoned. Oh, right! I kind of remember now. He was probably trying to kill Natsume to get him out of the middle room, because that's where the guy supposedly made, the guy who died in jail 3 months ago supposedly could have, stashed his stuff. You thought he was Shamspeare's cellmate, and Shamspeare was trying to get into that room for the treasure. Yeah. Yeah. Our only hope is to demonstrate that to the court incontrovertibly. But that's surely almost impossible at this stage. If we don't manage it, though, Mr. Natsume will be found guilty. No delays, counsel. Proceed with the summation examination. Look at that motherfucker back there. I'm a man of logic.
Hold it!
All the evidence points to it. All the evidence, you say? That's right. And there's no room for doubt. It's all pointing at that Japanese man with his big mustache. Says the Englishman with the bigger mustache. Which means we need to show the man some new evidence to make him change his mind. Susato continues to be the best assistant, which is very good. If only we had that kind of evidence. Don't worry. This submission examination has barely started, really. Perhaps there will be a shift in the situation that shows an existing piece of evidence in new light. Let's hope so. To start with, though, I need to find some way out of this deadlock.
Hold it!
This isn't the time or place to be discussing the price of gas, madam. But really, think of the injustice. Air is a gas, and the air is free. Why should help a gas cost money? Damn, she's got a point. I don't know why that tickled me so much. Why did her argument to the fact that air is also a gas just fucking destroy me? Oh no! This game is good. This game is good. It makes my blood boil. I can feel myself becoming more ruthless than ever. This isn't the time or the place to be ruthless either. If I might interject here. Yes, madam? It seems my fellow juror takes issue with the price of our gas company charges for gas. But it is precisely because of thieves like this man that the cost goes up. That's not true. Oh, what a beastly man. That unkempt mustache, those hunched shoulders, poisoning tea and stealing gas. You've got him confused. No. Mr. Natsume isn't the one who's been stealing gas. I'll thank you not to be adding on more crimes. Mr. Natsume hasn't been poisoning tea either. Well, anyway, I've quite made up my mind. It's as made up as the price of gas. The stuff explodes! Could you please talk about the poison rather than the gas, do you think, sir? Well, if you like. I mean, to be honest, I take poison over gas every time. You take poison? What I mean is, poison can only poison you. It doesn't explode, does it? Goodness me, what are you talking about? Set him straight, please, lawyer man. Only if you change your verdict. Well, it's certainly true that poison isn't prone to exploding. You probably could set it on fire. But I think you'll find poison also can't light or heat up a room. Ah! You're right! I hadn't considered that at all! Young lawyer man. Yes? You have a good head on your shoulders. We could use someone like you at our company's legal representative. I don't think I would want to be your legal representation. Well, I wasn't expecting you to pick up more business in the middle of the trial. That's for sure. Anyway, the point is, I haven't had the best experience with gas companies in the past. What happened? Gas doesn't come for free!
Hold it!
Can we please refrain from all the talk of gas? It's an all-out attack underway here, in case you didn't notice, against my company's gas. She probably pays the big bucks. She probably does. But also, you're going to be covering for a lot of, like, illegal shit, for sure. And I'm supposed to sit here and take it, am I? I don't think so. She's really buzzing now. All I've heard about our wonderful fuel is explosions and poisonings. What about electricity? What about getting electrocuted? What about that? Well, a little explosion here and there is nothing in comparison. You know, my gas may cause you to explode, but if you stick a fork inside of a plug, what's gonna happen then, huh? She's definitely a Findom, probably. Any explosion could hardly be described as nothing, madam. Nevertheless, the theft of your gas is deplorable. Point exactly, but the gas thieves aren't even the worst of our enemies. We have far more devious reprobates to contend with on a daily basis, you know. More devious? Who, madam? Other gas companies, of course. Other gas companies? Not quite what I was expecting. We generate gas and we deliver it to our customers fair and square. Indeed, nobody is questioning that, madam. Altman is an exemplary gas company. There are others, unscrupulous gas companies here in London that don't even have any gas at all. What? What? But if they don't have any gas, how do they go about selling it to people? You wouldn't think it possible, would you? But they steal our gas, you see, and sell it. They steal your gas? How on earth is such a thing possible? Gas companies like ours deliver the gas to the people's homes via the network of pipes. But these devious reprobates secretly disconnect our pipes and divert our gas into their own rotten pipes. Yeah? Then they make a contract with the households supplied by those pipes, and take money for the precious gas that's rightfully ours, without us even knowing. Diverting the gas into their own pipes illegally, that's a brazen form of theft. When we visit customers' house to collect money from their meters, we always have to check whether or not one of these devious companies have been up to its tricks. Ha! I just had a fucking thought, and it's tingling the back of my neck, sir. Oh my god, can you feel all that? Oh, it feels amazing to have a thought. I'm feeling giggly today. I don't know why. I suppose it's a good thing considering how I started out the stream. Oh, boy. What?
Excuse me.
What's in your brain? What's happening? What's popping up in mine? Do you have something to say about that, juror number 3? Oh, golly, you mean me? I'm terribly sorry. I was just thinking of yourself. You know, I've had a thought in my life, and it just happened. I mean, I understand why people love these games. They're stupid in the best kind of ways sometimes, and also the worst kind of ways sometimes. Really, did I really catch him off guard there? Thinking about what the lady next to you was saying, correct? Well, yes. I just got a little riled about it recently, you see. Go on. An Allman gas worker visited my house the other day to investigate the pipe work. I need to ask for your cooperation while we carry out a secret check of your property, sir, the fellow said. So I let him in, and do you know what he did? I'm afraid I have no idea. Please tell us. He proceeded to take one of my lights off the wall. Then he grabbed the exposed mouth of the pipe and started blowing into it. What do you think you're doing, young man? You're giving away company secrets. Ma'am, how many people have you lost, like, via death? Because that's pretty fucked up if that's something that happens. Oh, please, everybody knows. But it was very nearly the death of me, I can tell you. What do you mean? I'll explain if you don't mind. As I said before, these unscrupulous other gas companies connect their customers to our pipe network. Yes, but how does blowing into the pipes come into it? Obviously, there's gas in the pipes, and it is a very low pressure. By blowing through the pipe, you can make the pressure drop temporarily. And if you do that, any lights connected to the same pipe will flicker for a moment. Yeah? Ah, I see. In other words, if upon blowing into the pipes, the lights of an adjacent property that has no contract with your company flicker, you know that these devious scoundrels have been meddling with the pipes. Exactly, my lord. That's it in a nutshell. That's the reason why we have a team of workers going around neighborhoods to investigate which lights flicker. The trouble is, this particular worker who came by my house didn't know the strength of his own breath. He blew down the pipe with all his might, and you can guess what happened, can't you? Well, if he blew hard, then... Wait, you mean... That's right. The lights didn't just flicker, they went out, along with the stove. Gas started pouring into the house. What a disaster. Gas supply must have been interrupted briefly because the man blew too hard, so the flames went out. I'm afraid I yelled at the fellow. Are you trying to kill us all? He said. So by disconnecting a lamp and blowing into the exposed gas pipe, it's possible to extinguish the lamps and stove connected to the same network of pipes. I just had a thought. Oh, I just had a thought. Okay, so if we're still running on the theory that he's trying to kill...
Yeah, this is big brain time.
It's big brain time. That he's trying to kill Natsume to be able to get into the middle room where he thinks the treasure is, that means that he's popping his light fixture off while the gas is flowing, blowing into it as hard as he can, so it puts out the gas lamps in one of the adjacent rooms, hoping it goes into the middle room. I don't know how he was planning on that one, but that night he did it too. He must have breathed it in or fucked over his own room, and it almost killed him. Like that's the thought in my brain right now. That's where my brain's going. And when the gas starts flowing again, it just silently seeps into the room. Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps, yes, this is almost certainly the clue that we've been hoping for. Juror number 3, the defense requests that you amend your statement to include that information. Oh, well, if you like. I don't mind. Well, I do. That's our company's secret, I'm gonna assume. Like I said, madam, it's widely known already. Very well, juror number 3, you will amend your statement accordingly. Yes, my lord, although I'm not really sure what the point of it all is. Blow too hard into the gas pipe and you extinguish everything in the house, and then you're in real trouble.
Hold it!
When you say extinguish everything in the house, do you mean even the different floors? Oh yes, all floors are connected to the same pipe, after all. That's true of every building, because gas supply contracts are issued to the whole for whole properties. Well, I had no idea it was possible to extinguish gas appliances simply by blowing down the pipe. It's not something we would like to publicize, to be honest. But we have to carry out these investigations, as I'm sure you can all appreciate. Indeed, it has been mentioned on more than one occasion, in the papers even. Is that so? It's been mentioned to me too, very recently. He died of illness in prison whilst his loot remained... okay. An incident involving a gas stove going out inexplicably, almost leading to someone's death. Mr. Naruhodo, I think perhaps, yes, it's starting to fall into place. The secret link that joins all these strange occurrences. You mean it's poisoned? That's right. It happened a tiny few times now. It's most troubling indeed. It's always days like this one when I don't get any wages. I get in it at tea time, see? My last stream was the day of the Switch 2 Direct. Yeah, which was last Tuesday, so it's been over a week. Or last Wednesday. Still over a week. And I see her doing it, my wife. She gets that devilish look on her face. She slips some white powder into my cup. And you drink it anyway? I was brought up proper, I was. If someone gives you a cuppa, you drink it. And what happened to you? What did it taste like? It was god-awful, believe you me. Salty as hell. So she's not actually poisoning him, she's just putting salt in his tea. Okay, thank God. Like, that was about to get real dark. Then I think perhaps what your wife puts in your tea was salt. No! So she doesn't even care enough to poison me properly, eh? Unbelievable. Let's move on, please. This is not a domestic court. Nothing else past his lips. Does that mean that if the victim could be shown to have ingested something else, you change your leaning? Sorry? What is it now? Oh, I was just saying if the victim did actually eat or drink something else that night. What's the matter with you? Sorry? I said if nothing else passed the victim's lips that night, then there's no other explanation, is there? Haven't you been listening to me at all? I feel there's an English expression about a pot and a kettle that appropriate here. She's canonically thrown him face down in the Thames. Oh yeah, we talked about that last time. See, that's when she's trying to poison him. Compared to the other jurors, who don't even appear to have anything to say about the case at all, it would seem that this elderly gentleman has been listening to the proceedings far more intently. I suppose the trouble is... He has selective hearing? Exactly, but still, this juror may well be the key to the breakthrough that we so desperately need. This is hopeless. There's no way for me to appeal to these people. I do think that the only way we shall overcome this difficult situation is by exposing the way in which Mr. Shamspeare was really poisoned. We have to prove that it happened some other way, and not via Mr. Natsume's tea. Yes, I know. The trouble is, I have absolutely no idea how it did happen. Mr. Naruhodo, I wonder if perhaps there's something you might have forgotten. Oh, like what? It's important to watch everyone involved and pursue people if they react. They already did that. Your niece keep having kids. They're gonna be they're gonna run out of money real fast. If you'd like me to remind you of exactly what I mean, it'd be more than happy, of course. Once again, Soseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands here. Probably owe it to my client to hear any advice my assistant may be able to offer, so perhaps I ought to let her... No need. You're good. Actually, I don't think there's any need. It's vital that we start trying to change these jurors' minds as soon as possible. Of course! I'm sure you're right. But if you decide that you would like your memory refreshed, only ask, Mr. Naruhodo. You got it. Okay. So it's this. It's saved. Let's try it.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious. To whose statement do you refer, counsel? Juror number 6, did you hear what juror number 3 just said? What? Yes, of course. I heard him mumbling about something or other. You think the D clan all came from a single family? No. I'm running with the theory that the letter D in people's names is similar to what happened with the Straw Hats on Alabasta with the X on their arm, and then they just decided to keep that in their name. I'm not going to allow that one. Why did you have to give thought about a word that I really got to think about now? Oh, no. I think I'll have to keep an eye out, but I think I will let it through. Just because, like, in the context that you're using, it is fine. But and also, no, he's not inbred. I'll allow it. We're talking about thousands of years. Like, if that was the case, that would have taken effect a long time ago. Anyway, there is another explanation here, I believe. Something besides Mr. Natsume's tea did, in a manner of speaking, pass the victim's lips in the night in question. What? What explanation? I wonder, did the police check the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the wall lights at the scene to see if there were any traces of poison there? I was curious to see what your floundering was the result of this time, but the mouth of the gas pipe? Scotland Yard had enough to do without exploring such irrelevance. Wouldn't it be a few hundred years? Wouldn't it have been a few hundred years? Didn't it start in the Void Century? I mean, that's like, it was 800 years ago. 800 years of inbreeding starts to would have affected the way that he looked and all that kind of stuff. But again, I don't think that it's actually like a family thing. Because there's plenty of people outside of that, like the Nefertaris. The anime's already talked about, so I guess it's not spoilers. Unless you haven't watched. But the Nefertaris are part of the D clan. And they have no relation whatsoever to Luffy or Ace or whatever outside of that middle initial. So, it's got there. What a piece of work as a man! What are you trying to say, Mr. Shamspear? What speaketh thou, prithee, that is not strange and strange? That is what I say thee, sir. I thought I'd been quite clear, but let me put it another way. The strychnine could have been on the mouth of the gas pipe that feeds the wall lamp in your room. And that is how the poison came to enter your body. Good lord! Are they tasty, them gas pipes? Is that what he's saying? Or is the gentleman suggesting the poor man was so desperately hungry he tried to fill his belly with gas? Perhaps no actress could perform a kiss scene with him then. For shame, madam, speaking thy fancy. I assure you I am not such a buffoon that I would kiss pipes.
Objection!
This is no summation examination, this is a farce. Prosecution will not stand for any more of my learned Nipponia's conjecture. Also, Robin is dating Blathers from the Animal Crossing. Are you talking about, like, the voice actors? But yeah, my Mia Vivi is... Oh! Is 3 kids already. Oh, you're talking about your Tomodachi. Okay. To begin with, the lamp in the victim's room is high on the wall. Uh-huh. In order to have placed his lips on the pipe that feeds it, he would have had... Shit! Wait! It's right next to the gas pipe! So it's not that there was anything going on with the painting. It's the fact that he's constantly up there blowing the gas pipe. Okay. Alright. Okay. The wall where he gets back shots. Yep. In order to have placed his lips in the pipe that feeds it, he would have to be a contortionist. These are empty assertions. There is no possible proof that the man did this, you say. There actually is. It's true, I have no proof that Mr. Shamspeare put his lips to the pipe. However, I can say with some certainty that on multiple occasions, Mr. Shamspeare has been doing something in front of the lamp on his wall. Glad you didn't catch that when you first saw it. I wouldn't have thought of it. And I have evidence to prove it. Alright, if you've got our attention, lad, I'd like to see how you can be so sure of yourself. So would I. Well, let's see this evidence then. Now that I've got the jury's ear, I need to make the opportunity count. This is the proof that brings the rat face down. This is the proof where he goes and down. It's where he gets back shots, Your Honor. What the? These are, wait, what are these called? Yes, skin prints that were found at the scene. Skin prints, counsel? I've never heard of such things. The Justice Ministry is currently assessing whether or not to permit fingerprints as evidence in court, however. My lord, this is an exciting new forensics technique developed by the great detective Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It reveals all the places that Mr. Shamspeare touched in his room. I don't see anything like that. I mean, that's black magic, isn't it? Not really. Skinship Ryunosuke. Well, if anyone could invent something like that, it's the great Sholmes fellow, that's for sure. I agree. This month's edition of the Endearing Thumbs was quite fascinating. We found skin prints in many places that you would expect. On the table, on the costumes. However, Mr. Shamspeare also appears to have been touching some very unexpected places in his room. Something tells me that he and Kazuma had such debates. Probably. For example, here. Around the hanging picture there, indeed, multiple handprints appear to be visible. Well, I wonder, could he have been appreciating the artwork, perhaps? At first, my colleague and I thought the same, however. Imagine standing with your hands where those prints are, and you'll find yourself directly in front of... Ah! I don't believe it! The gas lamp! Though the reason why isn't immediately obvious, it's clear that Mr. Shamspeare has regularly been standing with his hands to the wall in front of the lamp. Right. What have you been up to, you nut? I'd ask the court to recall juror number 4's earlier statement. Me? What did I say? You said that blowing into the gas pipe would make the lights in the entire building flicker. And now, if you'll recall juror number 3's statement... What? Me now? Can't tell me they didn't have something going on. I literally called them boyfriends. What are you talking about? When the gas worker who visited his home blew with too much force into the pipe, it caused all of the lights and the gas stove to go out, and the gas to start leaking into the rooms. Obviously, that incident was an accident. However, the simple fact is... There's even, like, some handprints and stuff on, like, the gas, on the lamp. If Mr. Shamspeare were to have blown hard into the gas pipe here in his room, he could have extinguished other lights and gas stoves in the building as well. Crikey! Are you suggesting that the man purposely caused the gas to...
Objection!
Yeah. Whilst I acknowledge that the prosecution is required to remain silent during the summation examination, I must toast my learned friend's utter disregard for the letter of the law. What's the meaning of this, Lord Von Zieks? This curious photograph, or whatever it is, presented by the defense, this so-called skin prints. Clearly, that cannot be accepted as any form of usable evidence in this case. But it's an exciting new forensics technique developed by a great detective. It's nothing. A mere toy developed by an amateur sleuth with too much time on his hands. I feel like this would have been nice to have in the first game, because he, discredits him again during the final case. But at least we would have had, like, a touch of his opinion beforehand. When you add one... You only have a gay Jolly Roger, but it encompasses everyone, all gay, all of them gay. I might make it bi pride. I need to figure out how to do animation first, because I'd like to make a flag. Ugh. It's nothing. A mere toy developed by an amateur sleuth with too much time on his hands. Certainly, even research of this nature by the esteemed Mr. Sholmes cannot be recognized by the court as formal evidence. But, please, my lord, if I may, Mr. Sato, it was not the defense's intention to submit the skin prints as formal evidence. We merely wish to present the results of the great detective's investigation of the scene as a tool by which to explain the possibility to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Sato got a brain! She's got the brain cell! And if the trial were to come to an end now, we would never learn the truth behind these mysterious handprints that everyone has now seen. I don't believe that we can allow that to happen, and I'm sure the jurors would agree. I only see the gay flag, not full gay flag. That's fair. You're right! Whether those strange prints are a significant clue or not, it's down to us to decide. Juror number 3. Oh yes, I do declare the great detective's investigation results sound absolutely fascinating. And I want to hear what that shady actor fellow has to say about those shady handprints. Bum, bum. She's got the biggest brain, sometimes, unless she's the one who's acting as the lawyer. What's the matter with you two? That was foolhardy. Well, I did say it, didn't I? And I don't like to break a promise. No, wait! You heard his lordship! Shit! Nah. Way to ruin the moment, bot. Get out of here. Well done, Mr. Naruhodo. Just one more juror changes his or her mind. Mr. Natsume's trial will have to continue. Thank you, Mr. Sato, but I couldn't have done it without you. Oh no, it was you who identified the clue after all. It's very much your success. He's 7th time. Imagine when she was acting as Ryotaro Yodosuke, suddenly felt like a genius. Yeah, that's what we made the joke of in the first one. Like, suddenly he was understanding every piece of paperwork he was looking at. Why, Mr. Shamspeare, you seem to be losing your composure. Just one more juror, Mr. Naruhodo, you can do it! Very well, continue, counsel. Oh no! Who else do I need to pit against each other? Gas doesn't come for free. It costs a fortune to deliver. It is around the city to maintain the pipes. Truth be told. Ooh. I hope it is 7 references them. That would be nice. That'd be nice that like they got some acknowledgement in like the next one, because didn't Great Ace Attorney come out well after Ace Attorney 6? Who am I supposed to pit? Was there more to hers, or was it...
Hold it!
First TGS was between 5 and 6, and the second was after. Gotcha. Oh. What do you make of that? What, your so-called skin prints? Okay, so I need to press him again. It's an exciting new forensic investigation technique developed by the great detective himself. Numerous handprints on the wall are clearly out of the ordinary. If Mr. Shakespeare did indeed put his mouth to the gas pipe on the night in question, it can't be denied that there's a possibility there was that's where the poison was. Well, yes, I won't deny that it's playing on my mind. But as the prosecution rightly says, we should pay no attention to the unacceptable form of evidence. And besides, yes, even if the fellow has been up to some mischief with the gas pipes dozens of times before, it doesn't mean that he got up to the same shenanigans on the night in question, does it? No. If you can't make your case better than that, I'm afraid I can't change my stance. You make a very valid point, sir. What? That's true. Perhaps I was a little hasty. No, wait! Look, you've got your chance here, haven't you? So it's time to prove your theory. If you and your Japanese cohort can, that is. Just leave our nationality out of this, please. Naruhodo, if we don't substantiate our position, I'm afraid the jurors that changed their mind before may change them back. What can I do? Is there any proof that I can give here? Can I show Mr. Shakespeare really did blow down the gas pipes on the night in question? In the newspaper? Saw them by natural causes in the early hours of that. He'd been suffering from a fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived. He was already dead. Before his capital punishment could be carried out. I'm still mad that we never got our hands on that letter. Because this is clearly the top half of the letter that Miss Green had. Can't prove it. I can present evidence. I have supporting testimony. I mean, we don't really have supporting testimony. And I don't think I have evidence. Do I? You have the testimony about the gas, though. I mean, we could try it. No, in truth, I don't have evidence to support my theory. However, there is the witness testimony that substantiates it. What's that? Testimony? This is incredible. Whose testimony? Yes, it is all connected. Everything is linked. Person whose testimony revealed details about the gas in Gary Dub's residence that night, namely... Is it Gary Dub? Is it it's ad or the ads are coming. Is it Gary Dub who's Because he watches the gas. Yeah, because he watches the gas.
Take that!
Well, Mr. Foreman, does that convince you? Shit. Is it Natsume's? Hold on. Sorry, is it Natsume's? Ah, shit. Fuck. Yeah. I fucked up.
Take that!
It was Natsume's. Okay. Obviously, I'm talking about the defendant. Mr. Soseki Natsume himself. The defendant? At the very beginning of the proceedings here in court yesterday, Mr. Natsume said the following. My lodgings! They've been a whole series of strange happenings in my lodgings. Even on that fateful night it happened. When I returned from Mr. Shamspeare's room, I lit my gas stove and climbed into bed. But before long, the stove went out, and somebody tried to kill me! On the night in question, the gas in the defendant's room went out. So I asked the court, was that a mere coincidence or not? Good golly! So that Shamspeare fellow blew air into the gas pipe to make the man's stove go out on purpose? Now old horse is there. What would that you do that for? He's not fighting it. Mr. Foreman. What is it, man? We cannot allow the judgment to be passed whilst this doubt remains. It's true that I don't have conclusive evidence yet, however. You must surely agree that there is more to this case than meets the eye. Fair enough. Like I said on the outset, I'm a man of logic, first and foremost. That's 4 jurors leaning towards not guilty, my lord. We've outnumbered the decision. Therefore, the defense calls for the trial to continue. As the defense has rightly indicated, summation examination has concluded with a majority of jurors altering their decision. 2 jury members now call guilty, 4 now call for not guilty. Therefore, the jury's opinion is conflicted, and my headphones died, but they've been plugged in. And now they're back. Well, Happun. I think I just lost connection for a second with my headphones. And in accordance to the laws of this land, I hereby order the continuation of this trial. Mr. William Shamspeare. My lord, how can thy humble Shamspeare serve thee? What say you in response to these various revelations made during the summation examination? So God mend me, I do solemnly swear. I recall aught of either the lamp or the pipe. You have your handprints have made a tidy mess all over the wall there. Now, how do you explain that? Ah! My leg! I'm done with this. The dignity of this great courtroom has been sullied enough already, juror number 5. Who, me? As I went to some pains to point out earlier, the print from the self-professed detective's toy has no place in a British court of law. As such, whether or not this man did indeed stand before the gas lamp with his hands against the wall, remains at this time unestablished conjecture. You would all do well to remember that.
Objection!
But the prosecution must concede that it would be extremely simple to verify. Just order the mouth of the gas pipe feeding the lamp to Mr. Sandsphere's room to be examined. If there's a trace of poison there,
Objection!
what appears to be extremely simple to my Nipponese friend's mind, you will recall that in order to check for the presence of the poison in the tea, some remnants of tea were required. Yes. Therefore, it shouldn't be beyond your wit to imagine that even if poison were to have been spread on the pipe, it would be completely evaporated by now, making it, any analysis impossible. I didn't think of that. In any case, counsel, I fail to see that what could possibly have motivated the man to do as you described. Why on earth would this fellow have wanted to blow air into the gas pipe work where he lived? There's only one possibility I can think of, and that is to use the leaking gas to commit murder. Order! Order! Counsel! Precisely whose life do you propose this man was plotting to end? The answer couldn't be simpler. Now we've unraveled the mystery thus far. Mr. Shamspeare wanted to end the life of...
Take that!
Soseki! If the gas lamps were to go out, it would be noticed immediately, of course. But a gas stove, on the other hand, could be silently extinguished by the killer without anyone noticing. I live around those parts myself, so I know what it's like. I can tell you, trying to sleep without the stove lit is pretty much suicide. You'd freeze to death in no time. Mr. Garadev, the landlord, has a large fireplace in part of his residence on the top floor. In other words, it wasn't the landlord, but a fellow lodger whose life Mr. Shamspeare was trying to end. Outrageous! I'm talking, of course, about the defendant. Mr. Natsume wasn't the villain in this case. He's the victim this man was trying to murder. Good gracious! Good morning, Mara. I have to sneeze. The accused is actually the aggrieved. Interesting. However, the fundamental facts of the case remain unchanged. Namely, that the accused is the aggressor here. What? Right at the end. What? Or is it about to... What? How can you still claim that? Let us indulge your fancies for a moment and assume that there was indeed poison on the mouth of the gas pipe. The question then arises, is who put it there? Who did put it there? The only logical conclusion is the person responsible was aware of this man's trickery with the gas supply and his intent to kill. Yes, that would indeed seem logical. If the assailant were unaware, how would he or she have known to lace the end of the gas pipe with poison? So now we must ask... Nikki! Good morning. How are you? How could anyone have known Mr. Shanster's murderous designs? Didn't sleep well last night? Oh, I'm sorry. You mean to suggest? Naturally, the sole possible answer to that question couldn't be more obvious. I mean, you could do the next part, but that's a bit longer than this part has been. Yeah, I don't have the time for that, unfortunately. Only the man whose life was being threatened could possibly have known. I mean, on, like, Sundays and Mondays I would have the time, but, you know, I have other plans, usually for those days. What? In other words, the person who put the poison on the gas pipe in what was a clear retaliatory attack can only have been the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume. But you can't prove that there was even, like, poison up there, much like you can't prove that there was poison in the cup, because there's no traces. So this is all conjecture at best. Fucking take that. Alright, summation examination number 3. Let's go! Whatever Mr. William Shamster may or may not have contrived to do, he was nevertheless the victim of a potentially lethal poison attack. The only person who could possibly have perpetrated that attack is the accused, Mr. Natsume. I just remember the reason why he wants Natsume out, like, to get in jail. The defense counsel is theorizing has failed to avert suspicion from the accused, far from it. In fact, now that a clear motive for the poisoning has been successfully established, that suspicion is greater than ever. Would you not agree, my Nipponese friend? No, I wouldn't agree, because this is conjecture. But, you know, we'll pretend like we agree instead. Oh, sorry. How did he manage to turn that around on me so rapidly? Because he's a fucking asshole. Mr. Naruhodo, you must respond. Otherwise, the members of the jury may very well change their leanings against us again. And this may be our last chance to gain the advantage. What advantage? Well, it would seem that somebody put poison on the gas pipe in Mr. Shamster's room. So we must name the person now and absolve Mr. Natsume of guilt. It was Popeye! Popeye did it because he was sick of the guy stealing gas and him not figuring out how to do it. I don't fucking know. Name the true culprit. I know that it might sound impossible, but if we fail to do that, I have no doubt that Mr. Natsume's fate will be sealed once and for all. As it happens, one possible culprit does come to mind. The evidence, the poison, it's all pointing to a particular person now. Who? Prosecution calls for the jury to consider their leanings again. I trust that you'll make the correct choice this time, Mr. Foreman. Oh, don't you worry.
Objection!
Objection! There's one other person who I believe could have been involved in all of this. Is he big brain enough for this? Probably not. The true culprit of this crime. The true culprit? A term found only in second-rate novels featuring third-rate great detectives. My Nipponese friend. Did he just call me a second-rate duelist with a third-rate deck? Did he just fucking Seto Kaiba me? Listen here, motherfucker. But why not? This farce has gone on for so long already, I have no reason to cut it short before a disappointing climax. Climax! Thank you. Tell us, my learned Nipponese friend, what is your latest theory? Who is the so-called true culprit of this crime? I'm gonna say it as a joke. But also as like a... I think he could have, because he's the only person I can think of that would have had the opportunity to do so, because he would come in here to constantly do inspections of the place.
Take that!
You claim this person is the true culprit. I'm wrong! Highly suspicious, I would say yes. Perhaps, my learned Nipponese friend, you should turn those wide eyes of suspicion on yourself. Yeah. Or will the localization bail him out? Nope. And comatose for days after suffering a stab on the back. I don't know. Is it Queen Bee? Is it Queen Bee? Is it because she's so staunchly against it? Is it because he's been stealing her gas and she's like, alright, fool, if we can't figure it out, fuck him. We're gonna kill him. Is that it? I'm gonna throw it as just a joke.
Take that!
Okay. Alright, cool. I got no fucking clue. I Did Shamspear do it himself? I got no clue. I'm absolutely stumped. Is it Olive? Was it all of the other reindeer? You might be forgetting something. I'm clearly forgetting something because I have no clue who. I got. Can you give me a nudge? Give me a clue. Give me like a little bit of a nudge. Remind me of something I may have forgotten. Because I got no fucking idea. Like, maybe Olive, but I don't think we should be incriminating Olive, who just, committed suicide against herself. We can't commit... It's not Natsume, because that would be stupid. Shamspear kills him. So it is Olive.
Take
That? Where... Incriminate Olive? They did both go to the same pub, didn't they? Didn't she mention she was on her way to meet somebody at the pub when she got stabbed in the back? Okay. Still, holy shit. The name of the person responsible for that poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspear is, I believe, killed her fiance, and that could be a motive. Yeah. No, Miss Olive Green. Miss Olive Green. Miss Olive Green. I do feel as though I've heard that name in recent past, Council, but I don't recall where. Miss Olive Green. Shit. The woman who, from 6 days ago, the victim in the recent case of stabbing on Briar Road. An incident for which Mr. Natsume was arrested, I hasten to add. Oh, of course, yes, Miss Green. She was left comatose for some 3 days, I believe. But I hear she was regained consciousness 2 days ago. This case goes places. I can feel it. I hardly need to remind the court that Mr. Shamspear's poisoning took place 3 days ago. Given that the woman was lying comatose in the hospital bed at the time, she appears to have a rather fine alibi. True, on the night of the incident occurred, Mrs. Green was in the hospital unconscious. So, on the face of it, it would seem that she couldn't possibly be responsible. But still, my colleagues and I have visited Miss Green in the hospital yesterday. We found her in possession of a bottle of poison. Good gracious, she had poison? And there is another fact that links Miss Green to this case as well. The defense requests that she be brought to the witness stand in order to explain the details to the court. Tell me, Mr. Shamspear. My lord, pray, what be thy bidding? Are you acquainted with Miss Green? No, never heard of her. Not in my life. Judging by the look on Shamspear's face, I think perhaps he genuinely doesn't know her, at least not by name. As the voice of Her Majesty's prosecution here, I adhere to my word. We will see what my learned Nipponese friend's farce through to its conclusion. I love going to sleep with Barak on my mind. That's my main comfort, and then waking up to him being an insufferable bastard in this case. That is a bit of a whiplash, huh? I appreciate that. The prosecution requests a short recess, my lord, in order to subpoena the witness and bring her here. Yes, Miss Olive Green. Indeed, my lord. 1 hour should be sufficient. Very well, I grant the request. I'm used to it by now. That's fair. Excellent, I hope. The defense has made a most extraordinary accusation, I must say. But at present time, I feel the prosecution's argument remains largely uncontested. Accordingly, I am afraid that the defendant and his culpability remain the sole subject of the court's attention. Thank you, counsels. We reconvene in 1 hour. Court is adjourned. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Long case. Look, he has great development. Well, I haven't seen it yet. This is a lot like the argument about Edgeworth, where it's like, no, he gets better, and it's like it takes him forever to get better. Okay, we are gonna end things there because I have to get ready for work, and I need to get some food. I honestly thought we were gonna finish up the case today, but I didn't realize we were gonna go into another to be continued. I swear he's nice in my brain. I mean, he's probably nice to anybody who isn't, you know, a court defendant or in, you know, is of a race that isn't white. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and raid out to whoever's doing some stuff right now. Chair's playing stuff. He's doing some full fancy. So let's raid into Chair. He's doing some full fancy. Polite at best. But yeah, thank you for everybody who came out. Tomorrow is going to be late stream. It will be the continuation of mine and Mint's Elden Ring Randomizer co-op. And then Monday is going to start out with Monhun because I want to play Monster Hunter, and that's also a day where a bunch of my friends are playing Monster Hunter together. So I want to do that. And then maybe we'll switch over to Greatest Attorney in the late afternoon. We'll see. Anyway, be good. Be nice. Go watch Chair. Go give him a follow, because if he gets to 1,000 followers, he's going to get a VTuber model. Go do it. Goodbye. Bye, VOD watchers.